I will throw the phone number out to the people. If you have thoughts on Michigan State, Notre Dame, get them out. But let me start by saying this. There is a 50-50 split with blame for Michigan State's outright choke job. Repeat that for you. Choke job. You want to see the definition of choke in the dictionary, you will see the Michigan State Spartans. What I saw on Saturday night in a driving rain with my onions soaked, with my voice shattered, was an out-and-out choke job. Choke.
Yeah, we didn't need that this morning, buddy boy.
From the very top to John L. Smith to the very last player on this football team with an irrelevant number and no name. It was an out-and-out choke job. You will never sell me that Notre Dame won that football game. On the contrary, mon frere, Michigan State handed it away like a nice 3-button coat at the Salvation Army. Now let's play the blame game. Everybody wants to know, what does Mikey V think? Whoa, Mike must be real upset. Yeah, no, really? I'm absolutely furious. It's a 50-50 split on blame. 50% of it goes to my boy, Drew Stanton. I love Drew, but I got bad news for you. I can't defend you when you play that way. And as bad of a job as that coaching staff did, putting you in bad spots, you have to make better decisions. You got to make plays. You want to be an All-Big Ten quarterback. You want to be the big shot. You want to be an All-American. Drew, I can't help you. You can't have the last 3 drives of that game be on you with 3 turnovers. You can't. You can't throw a pick 6. You can't throw a game-ending interception. And you can't fumble on your doorstep. You just can't do it. As much as I defend Drew Stanton, not today. I can't make that case. Drew played very poorly. First half, he lit it up. Second half, I thought the coaches did an absolutely disgraceful job of getting Drew in rhythm and allowing him to make plays. But late in that game, Drew had the opportunity to simply eat the football and keep that clock moving. He didn't do it. He made bad reads, he made bad decisions, and ultimately had a big hand in them losing this football game. That's on Drew Stanton. And you know what? It's time for Drew to step up in a big game. It's time for Drew to play the way he plays against Kent State and Indiana and Hawaii and Illinois. And you know what? It's time to put it up against the big boy, or I can't defend you anymore, Drew. Played real well against Notre Dame for 2.5 quarters last year. Held on for a victory. You played real well for a half against Michigan, or for 3 quarters against Ohio State. It's time to play, Drew. And not all of it's on this kid. And that leads me to the second point. The rest of Drew Stanton's teammates ought to be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. That was despicable, what went down in the second half of that game. Despicable. And I'm not going to call out individual players. Me saying Drew Stanton didn't play well is different than sitting here and calling out kids for choking. I'm not going to sit here and name the kids that choked. But let me tell you something. There's a bunch of them up there in East Lansing. A bunch. And it hurts my heart to say it. But you know what? Every single stereotype about Michigan State University football came true on Saturday night. They choked. They absolutely gagged. While Notre Dame played with fire, emotion, poise, and tact, Michigan State sat there and choked on applesauce. They choked.
Sounds like you choked.
They choked. So, no, I'm not going to name names. But they absolutely choked.
Okay, hey, Let's
Shut
whoa,
up,
whoa, whoa,
I'm
no,
not
let's
finished.
take a timeout. You're not going to be able to finish.
If
Mike,
you
you're
want to
losing
know
your
why
voice.
my voice
Mike,
is
stop.
gone, it's
You're
because
losing your voice already.
I was busy firing up my section. I did my job. I paid my $75, and I got a bunch of old asses off their feet into the air and got them cheering their ass off.
Okay.
I didn't joke. I showed up to
I
play.
know. But, buddy.
I'm not finished.
But we're 12 minutes into
Don't
the
want to
show.
hear
But
it.
you're about to lose your voice, Mike.
Just let me get done with this.
Okay, you're not going to be able to finish.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't matter. Drew Stanton needs help. He can't do it alone. And you know what I saw at the end of that game? I saw a kid that had an entire program on his back. And he had the other 22 guys who play begging him, telling him, look, we can't do anything. Help us. You know what? It's time for everybody else to step up. Drew made a lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad plays. But I'll be damned if there are a lot of players in this country that can do it all by themselves. Don't get it twisted. He ain't Vince Young. Even Vince had help. I'm disgusted with the guys that strap on those uniforms. Make plays. You're at home, at night, third largest crowd in the history of that stadium, with a 37-21 lead. Make plays. Don't sit there and pucker. Make plays. You don't sit there and turn to your quarterback and with a puppy dog look and say, help us. We don't know what we're doing out here. Help us. Make plays. Stand together as a team and make plays. Now let me get to the coaches.
Oh, no.
Wait,
stop. Before you go, hang on.
Drink.
Drink some of that water. Yeah.
No.
Hey, we're gonna have to get this guy some hot tea and honey.
I'm not fooling around.
I know you're not,
Shut up.
but your voice is leaving, Mike. You don't realize it.
You know what? I've been begging for a day off. Good. Now let me finish. Just sit back, because I ain't fooling around. This weekend pissed me off.
Obviously. I tried.
Let me get to the coaches, because it's 50% on them.
How about the good time you had with your dad this weekend?
Tom, I'm not screwing around. This is what I discussed with you. Shut up. 50% is on the coaches. Let me start in the first half. Before the half ends, Notre Dame has the football with a little over a minute.
Told you. This is not going to happen.
Let me finish.
You're not going to be able to finish. Mike, listen to your voice.
Michigan State is pounding Notre Dame, and they took their foot off the accelerator. They mismanaged the clock again. They didn't use their timeouts right again. And they allowed the opponent to get into halftime and make adjustments again. It's the same tired-ass story. Note to John L. Smith, learn the effing rules and understand that your timeouts are not like cell phone minutes. They don't carry over. Notre Dame got away. They had him by the throat. And instead of cutting it real deep and watching the blood squirt all over, you let him get into halftime so Fat Boy could feed him pudding.